Let's have a look at the cars and drivers entered in the 60th annual Daytona 500. For the 40th consecutive year, the Earnhardt family is represented in the Daytona 500. This year, Jeffrey Earnhardt is the sole representative of the historic racing family. 2010 Daytona 500 winner Jamie McMurray has not won a race since 2013. Perhaps this year he can win his second Daytona 500 and end his winless drought. Besides winning 24 Cup Series races, Brad Keselowski has done a lot in NASCAR. He has been the Cup Series and Xfinity Series champion. However, his best finish in the Daytona 500 was a third in 2014. Can he improve that with a win this year? Austin Dillon hopes to give Richard Childress Racing their third Daytona 500 win 20 years after Dale Earnhardt won his first and only Daytona 500. Since winning the 2007 Daytona 500, Kevin Harvick has finished second in 2009 and 2015. Perhaps this year he can improve by one position. Trevor Bayne won the Daytona 500 as a rookie back in 2011. However, since then he has failed to finish better than 10th last year. 2013 pole sitter Danica Patrick plans to end her NASCAR career at this year's Daytona 500 and hopefully go out on a good note. So far, Chase Elliott has started 2 Daytona 500s, and so far he has had 2 Daytona 500 pole positions. However, he has not won any NASCAR Cup Series race. Perhaps he can get his first win at the Daytona 500. Eric Almirola is the newest driver at Stewart-Haas Racing and hopes to get a Daytona 500 win to go with his Firecracker 400 win from 4 years ago. 2016 winner Denny Hamlin looks to rebound from a disappointing 17th place finish in 2017. Last year's runner-up Ryan Blaney is now driving a third car for Team Penske. Ty Dillon returns for his 4th Daytona 500 and his second with Germain Racing and lucky number 13. A Daytona 500 win for Clint Bowyer would end a winless drought dating back to 2012. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. enters the Daytona 500 with plenty of confidence after winning his first 2 races in 2017. Between the 3 main NASCAR series, Kyle Busch has 183 wins. However, a Daytona 500 is not one of these wins. With a year of experience under him, the Daytona 500 could be the start of a very good season for Daniel Suarez. Last year's Rookie of the Year, Eric Jones, has big shoes to fill as he replaces a retiring Matt Kenseth at Joe Gibbs Racing. Paul Menard is the new driver at Wood Brothers Racing. He hopes to be the 6th different driver to win the Daytona 500 for the historic team. Last season, 2015 Daytona 500 winner Joey Logano failed to make the playoffs and finished 17th in points. Perhaps a second Daytona 500 win can make up nicely for that. Gray Gaulding and BK Racing partner up for Gaulding to make his Daytona 500 debut. Defending NASCAR Xfinity Series champion William Byron hopes to be the first rookie to win the Daytona 500 since 2011. Ryan Newman won the 50th annual Daytona 500 back in 2008. Perhaps he can win the 60th Daytona 500 to go along with it. Matt DiBenedetto finished 9th in the 2017 Daytona 500. In 2018, I bet he would like to finish 8 positions higher. Journeyman driver Michael McDowell, who finished 4th at the Firecracker 400 last year, is now with Front Row Motorsports for the 2018 season. The Daytona 500 could make an excellent rebound for Chris Buescher, who had a disappointing first season with JTG Doherty Racing, where he only finished 25th in points. 2011 Firecracker 400 winner David Reagan returns for his 12th Daytona 500, and 2004 Series champion Kurt Busch is attempting to be just the 4th driver to win back-to-back Daytona 500s, and the first since Sterling Marlin in 1994 and 1995. Last season, Kyle Larson won 4 races. At the Daytona 500, he ran out of fuel on the last lap while leading and finished in 12th place. NASCAR Truck Series standout Darrell Wallace Jr. is driving the historic number 43 car for Richard Petty Motorsports. He is the first African American to start the Daytona 500 since Wendell Scott in 1969. AJ Allmendinger has a pretty good record at Daytona International Speedway. Besides winning the 2012 24 Hours of Daytona, he finished 3rd in the Daytona 500 in 2009 and 2017. Jimmy Johnson's run for an unprecedented 8th championship could start off nicely with a Daytona 500 win, the 3rd in his career. Sports car driver turned stock car driver Justin Marks joins Rick Ware Racing for his first Daytona 500. Brendan Gaughan returns for his third Daytona 500 and his second with Beard Motorsports. 66-year-old Mark Thompson, a longtime ARCA competitor, will be making his first Daytona 500 start. Second-generation driver Corey LaJoie is back for his second Daytona 500, this year with TriStar Motorsports. Martin Truex Jr. was a popular champion in 2017 and won 7 races. However, at the Daytona 500, where he led with 2 laps to go, he ran low on fuel and finished 13th. He looks to have better luck this year. After racing part-time with the team the past 2 years, Alex Bowman finally has a full-time opportunity with Hendrick Motorsports after the retirement of Dale Earnhardt Jr. 2007 pole sitter David Gilliland returns for his first Daytona 500 since 2015, this time with RBR Enterprises. Casey Kane moves to Levine Family Racing for the 2018 season. However, he still will receive technical support from Hendrick Motorsports. After being the pleasant Cinderella story of last year, two-time NASCAR Canadian Series champion DJ Kennington returns for his second Daytona 500.